So News Nation's Joe Khalil joins us live in Washington. And Joe, this really is something that some lawmakers had previously feared could happen because of crowding in that airspace.
Yeah, Nichole, 2 days out now, and the questions are starting to come about what can be done to try to prevent this, what went wrong. Obviously, there's investigations happening. What we can report, though, is that leading up to Wednesday night's crash, there were reports of literally hundreds over the last couple of years of near misses. Over 5 years or so, and the numbers seem to be ticking up higher and higher. In fact, here where we are at Reagan National Airport, where this crash happened Wednesday night, there were 3 near misses in the last 3 years, and 2 out of those 3 we know also involved helicopters and airplanes nearly hitting each other. These are the dates here, so you can see once in 22, once in 2023, and once in 2024. All near misses, these aircraft coming within 300 feet of each other. That is alarming and obviously chilling, especially considering what we saw Wednesday night. Now, we certainly don't want to speculate as to what caused this crash specifically. We can report this, what we know, which is that lawmakers for some time had been warning, and industry experts had been warning about this airport in particular. They say that it was built not to exceed a certain number of flights day to day. It was built for roughly 15 million passengers a year, and that at this point now, they've been adding flights decade after decade. It is now at something like 25 million passengers every year. Senator Tim Kaine took to the Senate floor almost a year ago, saying that DCA was over its capacity, and he was warning the congestion in the airspace could lead to not just delays, but mid-air collisions. It's, again, a chilling warning looking back a year ago, listening to him describe what he says were red flags. He says during this debate where they were debating over rules for the FAA and whether they should change that, there was discussion about adding flights to DCA. And he said, quote, "That is a problem waiting to happen," referencing a near miss. He says, "I've described this near accident in the last 2 weeks as a flashing red warning signal to Congress. Do not add more flights. Do not jam more flights into the busiest runways in the United States." He was warning specifically about a scenario like what played out on Wednesday. So again, Nichole, obviously, he said just a day or so ago that it's almost difficult for him to look back and think to what he said on the Senate floor to some of his colleagues. That bill ended up passing, and they added 10 flights. The flight from Wichita to DCA, which included the American Airlines flight Wednesday involved in this crash, was added as a part of that bill just in the last year. So there will be a lot of lessons learned. There will be a lot of investigation to be done. But those warnings from back a year ago now ringing in the ears and minds of those who have to comb through this and figure out how to fix it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Joe, so we mentioned in the top of this some changes by the FAA, at least temporarily, to helicopter routes there. What more do we know?
Yeah, so just this morning, the FAA announcing that they are indefinitely pausing all helicopter flights in what they call the lower altitude corridor. It's the very sort of airspace, if you think of the sky in sort of lanes in terms of elevation, the lower ones, which is where this helicopter was during that tragic crash you're seeing on your screen, that corridor is now no more helicopter flights. We don't know when or if they will resume, but the FAA making that call today, saying for the time, these are going to be paused.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.